The big news everybody's talking about is the Han Solo movie is in a world of trouble.
Yes.
First off, like we talked about this a little bit, were you excited at all for the Han Solo movie?
We've talked about this on the podcast before.
Yes, we have.
I was not until they announced who was directing it.
Okay.
And my boys were directing it. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who were responsible for films like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which I absolutely adore. It's one of my go-to bad day movies.
Right.
It's like immediately like puts me in a good mood.
Yeah.
And then they did 21 Jump Street, which I was like, that can't possibly be good. And it was really, really good. It's probably one of the best comedies to come out that year. And then they did 22 Jump Street, which I was like, wow, geez, guys, you're really kind of milking that. This possibly can't be very good. And then guess what? It was better than the first movie. And I actually watched that movie 10 times more than I watched the original film, which I generally don't do with its sequels. And then they also directed one of my favorite films ever. They wrote and directed the Lego Movie, which I think is one of the best screenplays to come out in the last 10 years.
So it sounds they've had an amazing career.
Everything's
so
going
when they got cast
good.
as Han Solo, it's like, this could be amazing, right? No, ladies and gentlemen, it was not going amazingly, apparently, because they apparently were they walked off or fired. I'm hearing different reports. I'm hearing they were walked off the set, or they quit. But then I'm hearing like, oh no, we had to let them go because they were making the Han Solo movie too funny.
Okay. From what I read in I think the Hollywood Report, it sounds like this is how Lucasfilm under Disney operates, under Kathleen Kennedy. I don't really know about the main series stuff, but when it comes to Rogue One and the Solo film, is that they hired a director, and they met with other directors. They're all like, "Hey, director, this is the pitch. This is what we're working on." They'll meet a director, and the director will give them a pitch. It's just like Marvel. Like you got to win this job. Gareth Edwards. Mm-hmm. He won his pitch with of Rogue One. He won by actually photoshopping laser blasts into black and white World War II photos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came in and he's like, "This is what I want. I want to film a war film, but in Star Wars."
Okay.
And they're like, "Brilliant!" And then they started filming.
I didn't know they were drinking beer. They were drinking Irish beer. Brilliant.
Yeah,
right.
that's how Kathleen Kennedy rolls.
Okay, good.
And they sent him out there. And John, you love Gareth Edwards' film. You know what film I'm talking about?
Which one?
His first film.
I know it, but I don't know it. What is it?
It's Monsters.
Oh yeah, I did like it. Yeah, that's right. A lot of people didn't like it because they wanted a film about monsters, and it really was about two people bonding who just happened to have monsters.
And it was all about atmosphere and the look.
Yep.
And you could tell by that film, and you have not seen Godzilla. It's actually pretty good. You should check it out, even though I make fun of it all the time. Godzilla, same way. It's you could tell how this guy makes movies. Because he likes to be in the shit. He likes, not actually in shit, but he likes to be in the atmosphere. He likes building the world. He likes, during the explosions, he wants you to feel like you're in that.
Right.
And that's the film he shot.
Okay.
And I guess the way Lucasfilm works is they film they do principal photography, they film like quite a bit of it, and then they look at the dailies. Mm. And then the problem is the script wasn't too solid for Rogue One, and he's filmed a lot of in-battle stuff. And they're watching, and they're like, all right, well, this looks great, but we need to start connecting story-wise, and they start having problems. And this is where the reshoots came in. There's a lot of talks that Gareth Edwards might get kicked off the project. There was a huge clusterfuck, but they were able to fix it, wrangle it all in, and actually deliver. Good. And I think it's probably the third best Star Wars film.
Right.
Which says a lot. After, of course, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, which are the best. I'm joking.
Right.
That is not true.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure you're
best
joking?
films: Empire, Star Wars, and then Rogue One. The others are also good, but some other, not the prequels. Oh, but anyway, so then you hire these directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. I don't know what their pitch was. I don't know what they did, how they got this job. But whatever it is, they must have wowed somebody. So they came in, started shooting for 3 months of principal photography. And remember, they did all the press junkets. They did all the little clips of behind the scenes,
Yeah.
and promoting the Lucas-based charity organization for Star Wars. And then after 3 months of principal photography, I think they had 1 more month left, something like that. They got kicked off the project. So it sounds like what happened is they took a break. They started looking at the dailies, and I'm pretty sure Kathleen Kennedy was not a fan of how they direct. Which, if you watch their live action films, which is 21 and 22 Jump Street, they probably allow a lot of improv. And guess what? They hired comedic actors.
Right.
I don't know the guy who plays Han Solo too well, except the only movie I've seen him in is Hail Caesar, which is a comedy.
Which was pretty
and
good.
he had a very comedic role.
Right.
So I bet you there's a lot of humor in it. Donald Glover as Lando. Duh. Why do you think you hired Donald Glover in the first place?
Yeah.
Because he's a funny dude. So there's a lot of, I bet you there's quite a bit of humor. And I bet you it's kind of filmed a little loose. You know, it's a little bit different. It's not going to feel like The Force Awakens or AKA hand job to the original Star Wars. It's not going to look like that. So also, I didn't know this before reading this, but I didn't know they didn't write the script for Han Solo.
Okay.
Usually they direct their scripts. Right. They did not write the script. It's actually written by the son and the guy who wrote Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
Which I guess they're real strict on their script.
They're like Kevin Smith, no improv, right?
Yeah, so they're also, they're the, these guys turn in good scripts or whatever, so Kathleen Kennedy relies on their opinion. So if they're on set and they're seeing, hey, they're not shooting the script, motherfuckers, they're going to be talking to their boss, so it sounds like there's a lot of blowback, and it seems...
Okay, with all that
why would you hire these guys?
Right, okay, with all that
That's
information... So, yeah, that's the thing, though. So, does it sound like there were too many jokes, you think? You think maybe they kind of wanted to make a serious but fun action film, Han Solo, and it's turned into a big comedy film with these guys? I mean, was that what it sounds like? Because there's rumors also that it was starting to look like... I read, just for example, some of the gossip... One of the gossip I've heard was Han Solo started to become like a Jim Carrey character. Which, if that's the case, yeah, that's really out there, like wacky. I mean, that's not how Solo should be.
Well, I don't think it was that. I think that's horseshit. I think that's just rumors. Right. Also, we haven't seen any footage. We have no idea what it's going to look like. But keep in mind, I like Rogue One a lot, and I really like The Force Awakens, and I'm really looking forward to the next Star Wars film. But it sounds like it's really hard to work for Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Gareth Edwards had a shit time. He didn't seem enthusiastic about maybe doing another one. Do you remember another Star Wars film that was in the works? The Boba Fett film? Yeah. You know who that was being directed by?
No.
It's being directed by Josh Trank, the guy who did Fantastic Four, and also Chronicle.
Yeah.
And he got fucking fired.
Yeah.
And that was a huge disaster too. And they had to scrap that project and start from scratch now again. Yeah. So... It sounds like this sucks working for that company.
Yeah, so now that they left, now Ron Howard has picked up the thing.
In.
I'm kind of leery about that, to be honest with you, because I like Ron Howard as a director. I really do. But he does a lot of kind of serious roles. It's been a while since it's in a real comedy. You know what I mean? I mean, hardcore...
Well, this is not supposed to be a comedy.
That's what I'm saying. So, but he's probably going to have to clean up a lot of the comedic stuff now that they've probably done.
See, that... Do you remember how the trailers for Rogue One came out and everyone's like, this looks so bleak and dark?
Right.
And generally when people talk about the movie, it's so bleak and so dark. Guess what? A lot of jokes in that movie.
That's
true. A lot of jokes. You know what I think is one of the best, we talked about this before, what I think is one of the best summer blockbusters ever, and I think is like a pitch-perfect masterpiece, except maybe the CG is pretty dated now, is The Mummy. Guess how many jokes are in The Mummy?
The Mummy's really good, though. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and there's a lot of jokes. And not the Tom Cruise one, asshole. The Brendan Fraser one.
Right.
It's actually a lot of fun. It's how many jokes are in whatchamacallit? Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
There's jokes galore in those films.
But my thing is Ron Howard though is usually a pretty serious
director,
drama director. You know what I mean? So
he's a very competent director.
Yeah, and
but he's also sometimes a bland.
Yeah, and I don't know. It makes me worry that if they're this close to finishing the film and he's picking it up now. Like, I don't know. It's almost like, imagine this. Imagine the film's about ready to, you got a film, right, that they're about to do. It's going to start filming in a week, and suddenly they fire the screenwriter and give it to you and go, here, fix this in like 30 days. and you're like, what the? I gotta fix the whole script, and you know how hard that would be, and how you gonna? It's really a challenge. I mean,
okay, you know what this reminds me of? I'm going way back. You know what this whole situation reminds me of?
what's that?
Reminds me of Superman 2.
No, jeez.
Okay, so if you don't
Right.
know, Richard Donner, who I think is a horribly underrated director,
Right.
he directed Superman,
Yep.
which is a little dated now, but I still think it's great. It's a great movie.
It's a lot of fun.
He
yes.
also, ahead of his time, knew that this was going to be a hit, and superhero movies are going to be huge. It's going to be fucking huge. So huge that he knows that there's going to be a sequel already. So, without the producer's permission, he already started shooting the
Yep.
sequel. Already over budget,
Yeah.
over
yeah, if
over
you haven't
time.
seen the Donner cuts, they're amazing. They're
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
So he started filming. I think he filmed 75% of whatchamacallit, Superman 2,
yeah.
without finishing Superman 1.
Yeah.
So they finished Superman 1. They shit canned Richard Donner. Became a huge hit, and they're like, shit, we fired the director. What do we do? And they throw in another director to finish it, and he finishes it. Superman 2 is pretty damn good. It's a pretty good sequel.
Right.
But guess what? All the jokes that everyone makes fun of, all the shitty scenes.
Yeah.
Guess who shot those scenes? It was the second director.
Right.
The guy who fucked it up.
Yeah.
If you kept the first director, not only would we have a great Superman sequel, we'd probably have a better film that's better than the first
That's
Superman
true.
film. And the Richard Donner cut is really good, but you could tell it's unfinished. It's like a rough cut.
Yeah.
So my worry is we're gonna get a film that's 3/4 done by Phil Lord and Chris Miller that has a great, fun tone, and then maybe another quarter of it is gonna be kind of bland.
Yeah.
Not that what's his face? Ron Howard's a terrible director or anything like that. Hey, Frost Nixon is one of the best movies ever. Apollo 13's great, but it's gonna be kind of weird for him to drastically come in and try to fit the tone and also keep morale up with the cast.
So yeah. So
Here,
what is your-
hear the rumor where Phil Lord and Chris Miller are going?
no, what are they doing?
Disney's pissing people off.
Why? What happened now?
There's rumors that they're going to Warner Brothers and they're going to go finish The Flash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, if they get back on The Flash, I'll care about that project now.
Yeah. So what are your hopes for this? Do you think this movie's gonna be good? I mean, are you still got an open mind, or are you kind of like?
I still have, the way I look at it, 75% of the principal photography is shot by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, so maybe it's still pretty good.
Right.
Also, it's one of those things like I didn't have much hopes for Han Solo before the announcement.
Really. I was like,
So when they got announced for it, I was like, okay, now I'm excited for it. And now they're leaving. I'm like, well, now I'm back to this could be bad.
Yeah.
And am I going to be upset or hurt or? I got 3 really good movies with Han Solo in it.
Yeah.
And
I'm
really
kinda-
only 2 of them are.
I'm
really
on that boat too. I'm like, sometimes to me, just like I always argue, my biggest argument about Darth Vader was sometimes a character is better if we don't actually see what happened before in this past. That's how I felt about Han Solo. I don't need to see what his past. He was a 2-bit crook, smuggler guy, and
We get
with
his
a heart of gold.
character,
Yeah. I don't think we need to see it. So as far as me, the Han Solo movie, I'm kind of like, we'll see what comes out. But I just want to go over a couple things though. But I do love Ron Howard as a director. I mean,
Me too.
What are some of your just off the top of your head? What's some of your favorite movies by him? Like,
I think
really
my
liked
favorite by him is Frost Nixon.
Frost Nixon, really.
Have you seen Frost Nixon?
I have not seen that one.
You should
I know I've seen
watch it
parts
on
of it
Twitter.
where they
It
talk
is-
to each other, but
It
like
is.
interview and stuff.
It's a boxing match.
Right.
Is what that movie is.
I'm just looking at a couple of lists of some of the stuff. I really liked Apollo 13. I thought that was
that's
really
great.
good. I'll flash back to I was saying he's mostly drama. Back in the 80s, he did Splash. A lot of people forgot that movie.
Splash.
I love that movie, Tom Hanks.
Why
It
would you
sounds
watch
so
Splash?
cheesy, but I liked it. Splash with Darren it was a fun movie. Another one he did in the 80s was Night Shift with Michael Keaton. If you ever see that one, that's actually a pretty fun movie too. The Paper was pretty good. Paper's real good. He did.
He did those really bland Angel and Demon movies. And
Yeah, he did those too.
the Da Vinci Code.
Heidi Montag says no to plastic. That was a little short he did. I'm sure that was amazing.
remember that
I didn't
one.
see that one. But he did Rush.
Oh shit! I totally forgot about
Yeah, he
Rush.
did Rush.
Rush is amazing.
Is it? Yeah,
Dude,
haven't
I
seen that one
can't.
yet.
I have no interest in racing. I actually kind of hate cars in
Right.
general. That movie's really good.
I really liked the original movie, not the TV show. The original movie Parenthood. He did.
Oh yeah,
I liked Parenthood. That was good.
He was actually in one of my favorite films of all time too, as an actor.
What's that?
The Village of the Giants.
I never
He
saw
was
that.
he was a little kid. It is one of the best bad movies I've ever seen.
Really?
I can't recommend it. It's terrible.
For
Terrible.
for hardcore fans, he also directed Willow. Gaia. That was.
Oh my god.
He did Willow, but
I've never seen Willow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm okay not seeing it.
Mad Mardigan with Val Kilmer is amazing.
Ah.
So yeah, I like. Oh, don't forget Arrested Development too, right?
Oh well, did you direct the episode?
No, I don't know if he.
I know he
directed
did the
it, but
narration.
He did the narration.
Oh
I
my
like
god!
his
If Han
narration
Solo
in
opens up with the Ron Howard introductions,
it. Yeah,
this is a story of
a smuggler.
a smuggler and his walking carpet.
Yeah, right.
Oh!
So
It's-
all right,
It is Han Solo going solo.
right.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
good.
so that's the big news everybody's talking about. Let us know what you think about the Han Solo film. Good, bad, negative. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, if you, like I said earlier, if there's a movie you want us to give our opinion on, old, new, doesn't matter. Especially old. We love talking about old movies. We'll let you know. So thanks for joining us. There's so many ways to get in contact with us. David, how can they get in contact with us?
Well, the best way to contact us is on the Twitterverse. Or Twitter.
Twitter, yes. On Twitter. Yes.
I am at Exploited Geek.
I am at Blecky Pueblo.
You can also contact us through our email
Yep.
at storymechanicscast@gmail.com. But really, the bestest, most awesomest way to contact us is right here on this YouTube channel, and just type in the little comment section.
Yeah, heck
And
yeah.
most likely I will respond.
Yep. And just a little note too, if you follow us on Twitter at Stu Alley, occasionally I'll throw up some of our news stories up there, some of the things we find interesting, or we same
Most
thing, like I
likely
said.
we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we'll talk about later. I'll throw some of those up there too. So I'll start throwing in some links to some trailers. I mentioned them, but I know how hard it is. Sometimes it's hard to go to the computer and look something up, So I'll do it for you sometimes, some of that. So all right.
And you can also go to our Facebook page at Story Mechanics Podcast.
That's right. Please go to it. Yes, go to it. Like us, follow us,
Yes, like
share us.
please.
Yes. And again, if you want us to mention your movie theater and want us to do more reviews and stuff from your movie theater, we're more than happy to whore ourselves out if you give us free tickets. So
Hey man, if you want to sponsor us and you sell lubrication, that'd be great.
right. So all right. Until next
For
time.
machines.
Yeah, machines,
guys.
of course. Yes, because we need to do up our microphone stands. and
Yeah.
stuff, so all right, everybody. Thanks for joining us again. I am John,
And I am David.
and we are the brothers.
Grim?
Yeah. I was trying to think something. We are the Brothers Cinematic. How about that? No?
No.
All right.
No.
Forget it. See you next time.